If you're an apparel brand or a footwear brand, you know that your orders can get complex fast, right? You may have products that have, of course, different sizes, right? In footwear, that might be size 5 all the way to size 14. And on top of that, they might have different widths and dimensions like narrow or wide or extra wide. If you're in apparel, same thing. You have different colorways, you do have different sizing, which means that once you start getting into an order, especially during pre booking season, that order that might only have 20 products could turn into 100 different SKUs, and it becomes very complex to put that into a system, especially for your retailers if your system isn't set up well for that. Envoy makes it super easy to handle those different orders in multiple different ways that support how your retailers and reps actually buy in the system. And I'm going to show you how we do that. The first way that we make it easy is by playing friendly with Excel, right? Your retailers are using Excel. They're working with many different brands. They typically have this large spreadsheet that has their budget built into it and all of their different products that they want to purchase. And sometimes they just need to be able to send you the list of SKUs and quantities that they want to place an order for. Instead of you having to manually rekey those, Envoy has a nice way called import shipment that allows you to make it easy to just put these inside of the system. So you see here that I have an order already teed up. I have a draft order, no products on it right now. And I'm using our import shipment functionality, which allows me to either import a CSV file or I can copy and paste directly from a spreadsheet. I already have a spreadsheet, so I exported all of my SKUs and quantities into here. So I have 278 different SKUs with quantities attached to them in here. And I'm simply just going to paste them into this screen, click the import button, and you'll see that I now have 684 quantity, $22,000 order in a matter of seconds. You can see how many products, how many quantities I put into this. So instead of having to manually rekey all of this, I just use the import shipment functionality and I have this order done in seconds. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is our list functionality. So lists actually serve many different purposes. One of them is they're a great tool for your sales reps to be able to create custom line sheets very quickly and send them out to their dealers. But the thing I want to talk about today is how they're used in the pre-booking process to start building out those large orders. And let's start with what that process typically looks like, right? It's the sales rep meeting with the retailer for a line showing. Maybe that's at the retailer's location, maybe that's at a trade show, but they're demonstrating the line, and along the way, the retailer's probably scribbling down their notes, or somebody from the brand, the rep, or someone that works with them is also trying to capture things on their end. And then they leave that meeting, and typically what that means is they have to manually key in what the retailer was interested in. Well, lists allows you to do that in a system on the fly to make it very easy to add all of those products to an order after that meeting. So if you take a look at my screen here, I'm in a digital catalog that was built inside of Envoy B2B, and I've preemptively created a list. Let's say I'm a sales rep going into a meeting. I'm going to create a list, ahead of time so that I can add products to it as the retailers express interest in those products. So as I flip through here, if I want to add something to a list, I simply say, yep, they like this one. I'm going to go ahead and add it to this list. As we go throughout, I can add as many products that I would like. You could also really do this from anywhere there's a product in Envoy. So from our main catalog, you could also add products to a list from here. And then if I go into the order, again, I leave that meeting. I have all of these items that the retailer was interested. And now I can actually go into an order and say, hey, after this meeting, I'm going to build out an order for you and I'm going to send that to you. Or the retailer could say, hey, send me it initially. I'll work on it on my own. What I can do now, though, is I can go into here. I can click add from a list. You see here, I have that same list. I click add products and I have all of those products. And now all I have to do is add the quantities to those products. And from here, I could go ahead and I could send that directly out to the user. I could review it. I could submit it on their behalf if I wanted to. But basically, I captured all of those conversations we had, all of that interest inside of the system so that when I get to the point of actually creating that order, I don't have to go through and rekey all of that stuff. Okay, so I've shown some ways to get a lot of products onto the order at once, but what about while you're actually in the order and you're building it out on the fly? Well, we've got some great tools for that too. So take a look at my screen. I've got an order queued up right now. I have two different shipments, basically mimicking a typical pre-book process where you're sort of building out drops that you want for the season. We have a lot of great ways to actually add products to this, to manipulate shipments, to move the data around. So a couple things you can see here. I have the two shipments built out. I can easily click through here. I could add products that I want. I could do a keyword search. I could do a product search. I could copy and paste. So in my clipboard, I have some products and I could add all of them at once. So you can see I can quickly add them. Also, to get quantities in there, we have a lot of nice tools around being able to save your size runs and size curves. So for instance, if I have, been buying from this brand for a while, I might buy along the same size runs all the times. So I could click this copy button and then I could look at all of my pre-saved size runs in here. So I have a men's active shoe. I'm going to go ahead and click that. Go ahead and click the plus button. If I click it twice, it's going to double up. We also have ways where you can click through. Let's say I want this, but I don't want to have to do that for every single shirt. So I'll just click copy. I'll paste throughout there. So really easy ways to go ahead and get those products on there. If I want to build out these quantities and then eventually duplicate this shipment in here, what I could do is just copy that product to my other shipments. You'll see now that product with those same quantities are in there. I could always edit those if I want less products as I come throughout the season. So lots of nice ways to just kind of get those products on there, quickly add quantities. Besides in this workflow, I could also always go into a full catalog. I could click add products through here and I could very easily toggle between my shipments. I could see my budget so far. I could see how much I have left. And then I could add products using this plus button through here. So while you're in the order, as you're building this out, it's very easy to add those products, copy paste from a spreadsheet, add products along a different size run, and then go to the catalog and make your tweaks as well. So, not only can we just get products in mass, but if a retailer or a rep actually is using the system in there, placing the order in real time, we give them some nice tools to be able to manage that order and multiple shipments all at once. All right, so I showed you really three main ways that Envoy makes complex ordering a lot easier for apparel and footwear brands. The first way is just being Excel friendly, working with those Excel files that your retailers are going to send to you. Number two is using our list process that works great in that retailer and rep collaborative pre-book experience. The third way is all the tools that we have when you're actually in an order to add product, to add quantity, to work across multiple different shipments as well. So again, if you're an apparel brand, if you're a footwear brand, and you're running into some complex issues with your ordering process, go ahead and give us a shout and see if we can help.